Alright, let's solve this LeetCode problem today, which is majority element 2. It says, given an integer array of size n, find all elements that appear more than n over 3 times. As you can see the examples here, I don't really know how I can explain it, but let's just move over to visualize it. But the question said, the follow-up says if we could solve the problem in linear time and constant space, which is what we are going to try and do. So let's go and visualize. Okay, so let's try to understand how this algorithm works with this array. So the first thing we are going to do now is to create our two variables, which is the measure element and our vote. So I can call it measure element and vote count, which will be the first item in our norms and 1 for it. Now we'll loop starting from the next index. Let's create a variable and call it current item. Will be norms at this index. We'll check if our current item is equal to our measure element. You can increment the vote for the measure element by 1. But if that's not the case, we have to decrement it by 1. And if our vote ever comes out to be 0, we want to set the new measure element or trending element to be the current item. And we set the vote back to 1. Now if we print the measure elements at the end now, you can see it's 2. But as we said, this algorithm will only work if the measure elements appeared more than half the size of the array. So now let's say we change some items here. We are looking at it, the measure element is supposed to be 2, but when we run it, it gives us 3, making the algorithm no longer efficient and reliable in this case. So now let's go back and understand how we can use this algorithm to solve the majority element 2 question. Alright, so I have this example here and we're going to use it to understand how we solve this problem. And we are asked to find all elements that appear more than n over 3 times. If we reason this mathematically, there can only be at most 2 elements that appear more than n over 3 times. For example, if our n is 9, n over 3 is 9 over 3, which is 3, meaning we should look for elements that appear more than 3 times, which is from 4 and above. If we try to pick 3 elements that appear up to 4 times, it will be 4 plus 4 plus 4, making it 12, exceeding our input size, which is 9. But we can only pick at most two 4s, which is 4 plus 4, and one other item or something, making it 9 in total. So as you can see, we can only pick at most 2 elements. So based on this, let's now try to write the code for finding 2 elements that appear more than n over 3 times in a similar way we did when we are finding for only 1 element. Alright, so let's do a similar thing in finding the 2 majority elements